Now back to Miller on Sports, the show that pushes up its sleeves and gets to work. Everything else is just talk. Brought to you by the law offices of Ron Scholes.
They're a good football team, so it's going to be a great challenge for us to go up there and play against the world champs, and we're excited about that opportunity. And I think that's why you prepare and do all the things that you do to go up there and play.
Tony Romo, quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Tonight's game, Forbes came out with their rankings and everything. Shad Khan was on the front of Forbes, a very fun article to read. They always take a jab at Jacksonville, though. But tonight's game on NBC, 8:30, there's going to be $3.6 billion worth of two franchises between the Cowboys and the Giants. Let's talk some more sports, shall we? It is Miller on Sports. It only makes sense. Let's bring in Mathew Driscoll, head coach of the UNF men's basketball team. Make sure you find him on Twitter. He's at UNF B-Ball. He is Coach Driscoll. How you doing, Coach?
Well, that must mean that the Giants are worth $1.5 billion because the Cowboys are worth $2.1. But I thought one of the most interesting things is that the Bengals were the only team that went down in value.
Yeah, I noticed that. I mean, the NFL overall percentages just still keep going up and up.
There were 20 teams that were worth over $1 billion, and what's crazy is that you can bust our chops all you want, but in reality, I mean, Cincinnati's the only team that went down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hey, let me tell you something now. I see somebody gives me an article, some newspaper, some magazine, I don't even know what it's from, but it's a picture of me in this race, and they're advertising for this race, and it's sitting there, and my wife says, check this out, and so there's like a note. So I'm looking at it, I flip it over, and guess what's on the other side? A full-page ad for Ron Scholes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I cracked up. I thought of you as soon as I saw it. I thought, what is my wife doing? Give me a full-page ad of why do I need this? I got Richard. And the other page was me, so I thought that was pretty funny.
I like that. That's very good.
I know I just screwed up the whole show and got us going in a whole direction we didn't want to go. But
well, Coach,
anyway.
that's what I tell you. If we're going to talk NFL or college basketball, we're all over the place. We're going to touch on something. It doesn't matter as what it is.
What? I don't know about talking to NFL because tonight that game is going to be over before it starts.
Really?
The Cowboys have no chance. They're going to have a long season. I don't know if they're going to be 500 this year. And the reason I say that is because I just don't know how they're going to score. I really don't.
So are you even going to watch tonight?
No, I'm going to. We have practice till about 7.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do some things here. I'm going to handle some recruiting situations, and then I'm going to go home and hopefully eat dinner with someone in my family. I'm not real sure if anyone's going to be wanting to eat at that time. and then right after that, I'm probably going to watch DVR of General Hospital with my wife.
Really? Are you a big fan, or is she the bigger fan?
She's a bigger fan, but she got me really enthralled in it, and because of that, I've become a fan. So, yeah, it's crazy. And it changed time, so the DVR hopefully caught up with the change.
Well, here's the thing about soap operas. I have not watched one in maybe 5 or 6 years. I was more of a Bold and Beautiful fan. What's the storyline in General Hospital right now?
Bold and Beautiful. Well, right now, there was this one of those fake drugs that was put in the water and contaminated everybody in the city, and there's an antigen that can save everybody, and they're going through that drama right now.
Mm-hmm.
And and again, I got to catch up on the DVR and see what's going on because I haven't been able to do that. So, but I'm going to tell you what. Now, college football is one of my favorites, and I know this is a big weekend for a lot of different teams. And I thought Alabama really separated themselves with how they looked and what they were capable of doing, don't you?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I'd say Nick Saban right now is the best college football coach that does not have a bowl ban.
You know what? That's a great way to phrase it. But I think the one thing about Nick Saban, I think that makes Nick Saban so great, is the fact that he really is a pay attention to detail kind of guy. Mm-hmm. And I think because of that, I think it allows him to really get his guys are really on board. And the other thing, too, is, he's never defunct Twitter. I mean, his team still uses Twitter, so that's pretty impressive. Yeah,
that really is. Hey, Coach, I also heard that yesterday Kevin Waters was at your practice, and I said to tell him to tell you not to make him run. Did you run him yesterday?
What's crazy is we were doing a loose ball drill, and on accident, one of the balls actually rolled in front of he and Coach, and Jerron Granberry took them both out.
Are they okay?
I'm not sure who got the worst of it. I don't know if it was Jerron's back or if it was those two guys.
Oh no. Well, that's not the news I really want to hear, Coach. Mathew Driscoll joining us, head coach of the UNF men's basketball team, every Wednesday at 4:20. Make sure you find him on Twitter as well. It's at UNF B-Ball. Well, that's not good news at all. Do you have practice today at 4:30?
We do. Yeah, we go four guys at a time, and we go for 30 minutes, and we do it on Monday through Thursday, and try to give the guys as long a break on the weekend as we possibly can, so that we've been doing that pretty steady for a while. And then next week we're allowed to start bigger groups on the 15th. So starting on the 17th, we'll start with bigger groups, and then, of course, October 2nd, we'll really open it up and go at it, you know.
Well, I need to figure out a Wednesday or maybe a Thursday, come down there and just talk to some of the guys and do a show from UNF Arena.
You know what? That would be a blast.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be an absolute ball. And I tell you what, there's some pretty good areas in here. You could actually have some pretty good quietness in the sense that that would be phenomenal. And I would love for you to do that. As a matter of fact, I'd love for you to get in a shooting contest with Parker.
Oh, well, I don't want to brag, but maybe 7 years ago, I was. People said that I was maybe a younger Ray Allen.
A younger Ray Allen? Are you talking about Ray Allen, the football player, or are you talking about Ray Allen, the hooper?
It's Ray Allen. He actually lived 2 blocks down from me back in 1997.
So you're from South Carolina?
Yes, yeah.
How about that? How about I knew that Ray Allen was from South Carolina? That's pretty impressive, huh?
Well, actually, I just have one spot on the court, so if he makes me go anywhere else, I'm in trouble.
What's your best spot you shoot from?
Probably top of the key.
Oh, you're a top of the key guy.
Yeah,
okay. You're right. That is probably the most easy shot in college basketball, supposedly.
Well, thank you. You make me feel much better on this Wednesday afternoon. Coach Driscoll joining us on this Wednesday afternoon. Find him on Twitter. It's at UNF B-Ball. Can you promise me that Granberry won't take out my legs?
I promise you one thing. If you come, I will have Jerron purposely set up the padded stage in front of you just to make sure you don't get injured.
That's perfect. That's all I ask. Coach, I was wondering about this last night. I stayed up to the wee hours. I was watching Teen Wolf late last night, of course, with Michael J. Fox. I don't think we've ever talked about this. What is your favorite basketball movie?
Hoosiers is an easy one to say. It's Hoosiers, or some people would say the fish should say Pittsburgh because that's where I'm from. It would be my favorite movies. But I'm going to throw one back. I love the movie Fast Break, if you remember that.
Who's in that one? I don't know if I've seen it.
Gabe, remember Gabe Kaplan from Welcome Back, Kotter?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was a college coach at this abstract school that was like awful. It was pitiful, and he came in and turned them around and saved the school, and he brought in all kind of vagabonds, and they ended up. It's all about relationships and their friendship and that kind of stuff. So it's an old school movie, but it is hilarious.
I know you've got to get running down to practice, starting up in a few minutes. Have you kept up with the story from CBS Sports about Billy Gillespie?
Yeah, I know Coach really well. Been very, very kind to me. Was an assistant at Baylor back in the day, and then of course when I was at Baylor was the head coach in A&M, and was very kind to me. He helped do some things for me when I had to get some things done. He was very good to me and my family when Clemson came and played them at Texas A&M, and it's just an unfortunate situation, but reality is reality. And sometimes we all do this, all of us, you and I both. We make mistakes in life that sometimes we wish we would do differently and look back on it and hope to change it. And the only thing I do right now is just pray for his health and get him back to health. And then once we do that, work through what's going on. But it's a disappointing situation, that's for sure.
It really is. Mathew Driscoll, head coach of the UNF men's basketball team, every Wednesday at 4:20. Find him all the time on Twitter. It's at UNF B-Ball. Coach, have a good practice, and we'll talk real soon.
Hey, you're a great man, and I really appreciate you having me on. But more importantly, let's make sure that we finally get to lunch one of these days.
Absolutely. Sounds good. I'm looking forward to it. Talk soon. There he is, Mathew Driscoll, every Wednesday. A lot of fun. I've got to check Fast Break. I've not heard of that one. Of course, Hoosiers I thought was the easy pick. Teen Wolf, though. It's been a lifelong dream of mine. I still can't dunk. Two of my bigger goals have been to, one, dunk, 2, I'd like to bench over 300 pounds. I think the most I've gotten is about 195, almost 200. I'm not sure if I can ever do it. And then I'd also like to run maybe a 4.98. Maybe a 5-second 40. That'd be fine with me. Coach Driscoll, though, not even going to watch Cowboys-Giants because the Giants are going to win so bad. They're going to just beat up on the Cowboys. I think in one of my leagues I have DeMarco Murray. That's about it. Oh, second fantasy football reference. There it is. How about that, though? $3.6 billion between two franchises out on the football field tonight. Giants-Cowboys. Still trying to make a trip up to that new Meadowlands Stadium. Meadowlands? Yeah, that's what I was going for. There we go. Find Coach Driscoll on Twitter. It's at UNF B-Ball. Always a pleasure. A lot of fun. We need to remind me, I'm running out of note-taking. My pad is almost all full. UNF Arena, we've got to do a show from there. Always fun. Coming up, Steve Colby, voice of the Jacksonville Suns. We'll try and snag him. Talk about the Suns season, player of the year, all that fun stuff. Not making the playoffs, but baseball's never been hotter. Stay tuned to Miller on Sports. Don't go away.